fast, fatal heart impact. Past painful scars, in fact, I blast tasteful bars and past. I back up my actions back, don't ask, grab reactions, jacked. Attack with every word, then act with class as they hear me snap. I got nothing to lose, cause I fought and felt the bruise. Now I'm not the one confused, call the shots and they produce. I ain't lost, I'm finally loose. Pick a new silver excuse, I need the views to boost me to a new abuse of being used. Everybody wants a piece now, y'all can rest in peace now. You're dead to me, so peace out. Remember, you're discreet now. Get ready for defeat now.
Alrighty. Hello everybody. This is Kirusho here, and now, let's give a brief rundown of the many things that happened in the last part. Number 1. On the last part, Deku and the humans, they were able to take down not only the 2 Neomorphs, but a bad blood who infiltrated the pen. The humans focused on the Neomorph. Deku killed the bad blood. Number 2, they discovered that the bad blood has genetic augmentations in its DNA. And Aki should at least explain this away and express that certain clans, they do that. However, her clans do not participate in that. She got annoyed and she was able to walk out of the room and go on a hunt, since it seemed like to Deku this did disturb her. Now, the next thing. Aki, her mother, showed up on the planet and Deku, he met her. She herself was very much, well, let's just say, trying to tell Deku, get her fucking daughter. She needs to speak with her and drag her back to the clan. That's basically what Deku understood from her mother. Now, with that being said, Deku, he's currently at least trying to contact Aki. And after at least an hour or so does go by and no contact is established, you do have, or he does ask around and start the process of actually trying to hunt her down, physically. Now, many humans, they do at least express that they were busy with something else. They were either trying to calm down and relax and go home, they were going to go get plastered, or, yeah, they saw a Yautja, but which one is he talking about? Because there kind of is a lot currently running around. Now, this all did annoy Deku, and he had to start on his own trying to do this. And that was also where we do switch over to Aki. She herself is a bit angry. She's been keeping secrets from Scar. She hasn't been totally honest with him. And right now, it's pissing her off. She ran from her mother. She did not come back. She didn't go back. She feels like for the first time in a long time, she can actually relate and at least start the process of feeling like she belongs somewhere. Anytime this has happened to her, anytime she felt like she was getting comfortable and at least starting to belong, it was always sidelined. It was always just thrown to the wind with no caution. It just seemed like every time she started to understand things better, where she didn't feel like she had to keep up these defenses, keep up this constant idea of knock your teeth out if you piss me off. It hurt. It felt like she was just becoming, well, a low Dedi Kale. She was always on defense about that. This is the insult to injury. This simple way of thinking, it will turn you into this thing. And she didn't want to be like that. And then there's things with Scar. With Scar in her corner, things also do feel different. She understands this different form of it. This concept of love. It's a weird thing to her. She isn't used to letting somebody in. And that's also another problem. It's where her trust issues might stem from. And right now, she is also at least ignoring Scar. Since she's been aware since the last voicemail her mother left her, that she has enlisted the aid of the human leader Scar to call her and track her down. And she's been at least very explicit in the way Aki needs to come and talk to her. Now, Aki, she did start to at least avoid Scar. However, ultimately, the two of them, they did meet in the forest. As, overnight, Deku was hunting her down. and Deku and Aki, they did at least somewhat meet. As Deku, whenever he did find Aki, she was currently battling off against a large monster. A large creature, and Deku, he was able to see it. She is being charged at by a monster. And Deku, while he did want to intervene, he knows the moment he does, Aki should scream and yell at him, and possibly charge him. Now, Deku, he is waiting. He doesn't know if he should at least try to injure it, to give Aki an advantage, but she would know. Now, the large monster or the large beast is charging towards her, and the moment Aki, she actually is dodging out of the way, she does leap towards a tree. Her actually leaping against it with one foot, leaping upwards, and slashing downwards towards the back of the creature. As you do, however, the creature, it is wounded, and it does go to try and spin and attack Aki. The moment it does, Aki, she actually does go to bring her left foot down and go to jump upwards into the air. As she does go to spin back around and go to start tossing shurikens down. The shurikens at least going to slash and cut into the creature's flesh as Aki, where she does go to jump down, she's going to slash downwards as hard as she can. As fast and as, well, relentlessly as she can. Right now, she is in a Berserker-like state, and she's trying to work through these feelings. And Deku, he is watching. As Aki, by the time she is done, she actually does step off of the creature's back. Her actually sliding off of the remaining parts of it, and hitting the ground on her side. As she has going to scurry onto her feet, before going to step towards a tree. She's been doing this all night, and it isn't getting any better. It's getting worse. Now, Deku can tell by the way Aki is acting that she is clearly exhausted. He hasn't seen her this tired before. Now, you do actually have our Deku, he does go to try and contact Aki. However, Aki, she does go to bring her hand up to her gauntlet and press a button, before going to somewhat turn and slump against the tree. Her still trying to catch her breath. As Deku, he does just do one simple thing. He sends a video recording to Aki, as whenever she does go to at least go to press the button and sweep it to the side, she is going to look over it. Her looking at the most recent message and then going to turn her head. As Deku, he does go to step out. Aki going to look towards the other message and seeing that Deku, he is worried. And the moment she does at least go to see this, she is going to press down her button to delete it somewhat aggressively. As you do have our Deku, he does walk out and see her. Her covered and drenched in blood. As she is going to bring her finger up and go to turn off the recording system. Before she is going to pull her mask off and look right at him. What do you want? Are you alright? No, I'm not. I'm dealing with stuff. Stuff you don't know about. Aki, I met your mother. She talked to you? Yes, she did. And what did she say? She said she's trying to find you. It's none of my business, is it? It's not. Yet, at the same time, I feel like you're involved. Am I? Yes, you are. Technically, we shouldn't have the relationship we do. Yet we do. And now, things are going bad. I want to scream, Scar. I want to scream till my voice gives out. I want to punch things until I can't anymore. Deku is staring at her. As Aki, she does go to drop down to her knees. Her going to start crying. And Deku is going to step forwards and she's going to bring her hand up and stop him. Now, Aki does start to at least express to him. She can't handle it. She can't deal with it. She doesn't know what to even say about the situation. It's, what do the humans call it? A dilemma? A fucked up situation? It's just blowing up in her face, if she's using that phrase correctly. Okay. Aki, Deku going to bring his mask up and pull it off. He stopped the recording shortly after he sent that video, when Riki started to make her way towards him, or he started to make his way towards the key. Now, Deku, he does at least get a look right at her. Him going to bend down and tell her he's aware about how she does feel. He might not understand the whole story, but he does know her. Him going to bring his hand up to her face, expressing to her that, and by the way, she is using that human term correctly. However, the humans would also at least have another phrase for such situation. They call it a shit show. And Aki, she does kind of laugh. Her expressing that the humans do have a colorful array of language. You think that's bad? That's just English. Well, do many cultures have these words? Oh yeah. Many do and more. Some even have fun phrases. I would have to learn them. They don't sound as good in Yautja. Some do, but they still lack the same feel. I understand. But Scar, what do I do? All my life, I've been trying to claw my way out from the bottom. I wasn't seen as very much. As a pup, my family, my clan, they expected great things. This pressure, the expectations put on me. For a time, I would always be raised, taught to fight, taught to do things by elites. I always spent time around them, around my mother, around my father. They both had such high expectations. However, whenever our time together got different, more focused on my training, I began to realize something. Many Yautja were already starting to get larger and bigger. They started to gain more mass, and I didn't. At first, my family, my clan, they thought, oh, whenever she does grow, she will be very large, the largest of them. And I never grew. Scar. My father is 9 foot tall. And my mother is, well, she's almost as tall as him. These two, they are seen as demigods, if the human phrase is correct. But me? I'm not. I'm not like them. The Yautja, when they realize this, they seem to cast me to the bottom, throw me to the side. I was told by many what I would be. Nothing more than a vessel. And it hurt. Whenever I nearly killed another Yautja, I was told of what to do. I was given strict rules and had certain things taken away from me. But now I'm looked at with the same sort of pressure. Her going to look up at him. As Deku, he does at least look at her face. She's freaking out. Her mandibles are going through all sorts of expressions. And he can tell just by the way she's acting, the way she's talking. She's overwhelmed by things. She's, well, cleaning out the closet. And that is not something anyone can really do very well, since you're bound to make a mess of many things, and have to see exactly what might be hiding in there. What you might have just tossed in there to try and get out of your view, get out of your sight, and get out of your memories. And this is what she's dealing with. Deku at least expressing to her. He doesn't think of her that way. He doesn't think that she's like that. She is one of the strongest warriors he's ever fought. Scar, you haven't fought the elites. And I'll fight one soon. We both know that we're destined to get to the top. Hell, What was it? You've trained and had hunts, you've mastered them, and when you kill the xenomorph, you actually rank up. You got to blooded. You got to many more. You took on a queen. And Aki, last time I checked, we kept asking around. Nobody else wanted to take it on. They were all too busy cowering in their fucking boots to do anything. They want to just stand by and watch us hunt it. They didn't care. They never tried anything like that. We came out on top. We killed it. And they were content with just watching. They didn't want to face it because they knew they'd die. Scar, we did suffer a casualty. I know, but I just thought you should know. Well, Vasya is dead. We are still alive. We hunted the beast, and she is remembered as an elder. Isn't that the highest you can achieve in your culture? Yes, Scar. Vasya was one my father always looked towards. He thought, not thinks. He thought one day she would lead the clan, and now she's dead. Now the responsibility might go to one of my other siblings. And he still thinks of me as weak. He still thinks I might become a bearer. Vasya, what about your mother? What do you mean? What about Vasya's mother? She's also an elder. She's not expected Vasya to be that way. Even when Vasya, if she would, it was unlikely she'd become one. She wouldn't take care of the pups. I see, so it is different. Yes. It's a lot, but it's just many things with our culture. Besides, my mother still thinks of me the same way. No matter how much potential I should have had, I don't have it. I will still always be at the bottom to her. Aki. Confront her. What? Tell her. Tell her. Off. You need to. Stand up for yourself and prove to her that you are not one of them. But, Scar, you don't understand. What don't I understand? I understand that I love you. I understand many things about Yautja culture, no matter how strange it gets. I understand you don't want to be one. You don't want to be seen at the bottom. So, let's get to the top. Even if that means challenging your mother and incurring wrath. Scar. Sometimes I wonder exactly if there is a brain up there. There is. However, it's not always the one making the right decisions. Scar, please. I do not need those words. Besides, this is getting worse. What is? Scar, there are many things you still need to learn. We need to get back. Now, Deku looking at a key. As the two of them, they do look towards the beast, and they do at least take what they can. The beast is fairly large, and Deku, he is at least impressed with this kill, since Aki was able to take down the beast in a fury, and he himself does wonder what's wrong with her. Now, as the two are making their way back, we do actually cut over to the scientists who are doing an autopsy on the Yautja. They are going through and testing a lot of things, especially because they're trying to separate the DNA that is inside the Yautja with the unknown variants. Not only is David trying to help him participate in this, he himself does start to at least make an observation, as does point out to the doctor one thing he notices about the Yautja's strange physiology. Uh, excuse me, doctor? What is it, David? Well, this is quite strange. What is? I'm currently running Yautja's blood through many systems to try and find its composition. Why would you do that? Doctor, I'm going to turn his head. The doctor, staring at David, as does say the following words. He was curious to know what exactly it was made of. Curious? Yes, doctor. I'm going to turn back, expressing very humanly that they do not understand much about the Yautja's body, and he was curious to know exactly what type of chemicals in the environment could possibly have affected it. There is a good chance that they can learn much about it, and possibly one day start to at least break down and understand more about them, on not only a physical level but possibly chemical. Okay. And what did you find? Well, this Yautja has many things in its system. It's possible not only has it been at least subjected to many poisons, it's also at least some other chemicals I'm not made aware of. But it also does at least show another weird anomaly. And what would that be? Well, it shows spikes in adrenaline. A spike? Yes. Not in the same way as, well, a shot of adrenaline, but you can tell it was in a fight. Heightened aggressive mannerisms were caused by this. However, the anger or at least aggressive nature of the Yautja, it shouldn't have been caused by just this. This creature, a bad blood, does tend to react very openly and express aggressive natures, correct? Yes. Well, I did also find that there was another chemical inside. One we have yet to discover, actually. It's quite fascinating. I'm wondering exactly what we should call it. I'm trying to think about it more, but I do not know. You're trying to think? Yes, doctor. I'm trying to understand exactly what we should call this chemical. It's very similar to, well, testosterone. Is it? Yes, and the abundance of it is quite high. I, myself, am trying to understand it. We should catalog this, understand more about it. I have many possible theories as to why it's so high. And really, one of them, it does seem to be right. If I'm correct, if I'm thinking about this correctly, then this is... No, wait, that might have been a mistake. A mistake? Yes, this one doesn't add up. This theory I'm thinking about, it just seems so weird, yet, well, understandable. Simple and effective. It would most likely be caused by breeding habits. I'm sorry. Yes, doctor, that's one thing I can think of. It would explain this sudden spike. It's quite possible that since they are genetically similar to us, they are still able to reproduce the same way. However, their structures, like humans, are not the same. While we are able to, well, humans are able to go anytime, their species may not be capable of that. So, you're saying they're very similar to certain animals? Yes, that is a theory. A theory. Doctor, I cannot prove that at all. We would have to ask, but even then that would be quite rude, wouldn't it? Yeah, it would be. Okay, this is weird. This is the most active I've seen David. He isn't like this usually, is he? I know Wayland Yutani's made humanoid robots, but this is too human. This being what the doctor is currently thinking. As we do have where we'll cut back over to Deku and Aki, where they've gotten back, and Aki, she is starting to go through the process of making contact with her mother. The two, they do both take a personal pod and go up to space. As one of the two of them, they do arrive. Deku, he is in shock to see the large Yautja ship. He thought the one that the Yautja gave him was large. However, it's like comparing an ant to a lizard. The personal pod and then his ship. His ship is capable of carrying a lot of humans. And this ship right here, it makes his look like the ant. Since the ant is now compared to essentially a kitten, or at least a very small dog. Now, this is something that Deku, he does stare at. This thing has got to be at least the size of half of a moon, maybe larger. And that's something that Deku, he can't get out of his head. As whenever Ki does go to explain that it contains the entire colony for her mother's clan, that's something he does at least understand more now. Her clan, they travel and battle. So, they're one of those nomadic clans. And that is interesting to him. He knows that her father at least does have a base somewhere, right? Or is his clan nomadic as well? Now, the thought does cross Deku's mind as the two of them, they do board onto the ship, and whenever people do come to agree to Ki, you do have where blades are raised against Deku. And he does just look up and stare at the two Yautja in front of him. As they are staring up at what essentially is an intruder. And whenever the elder does come walking up, she does stare at her daughter. As you do, however, the moment everyone they do hear her voice, they all do go to throw themselves down onto their knees, or at least onto one knee to show respect. As whenever everyone does do so, you do actually have a Ki. She herself does go to look up at her mother. As whenever she does at least have her stand in front of her, she does go to bend down and kneel. Her going to stand up before everyone else does, and expressing to her mother that she would like to talk to her. It is very urgent. That is true, Aki. It is wonderful to see you again. You've made a lot of strides in your process, haven't you? Yes, I have, Mother. However, I feel like you do not like that, do you? I do not. Because you know you are not going to make it. Mother, I have told you before, I will become an elder. Maybe not for this clan. Your father's, perhaps. Well, he is an admirable hunter. He's a strong hunter. He will die one day. He is destined to be killed by somebody stronger. Mother, I've never heard you insult my father before. Why now? Because it's quite simple. He is destined to die. I know it. You know it. Anyone stronger than him knows it. He's a weak old man. And I will be the first to admit, even I am pushing my standards there. Mother, please stop. Do not disrespect him in such ways. Standing up for him, I see. So you still have not realized he thinks the same way I do. He does not. And what would you know? You hardly ever spend time with me, daughter. You hardly ever even really seem to be in contact with your father. And how exactly would you know that? Aki, you've always been that way. You strive for success. You try and do your best, even though you know you'll fail ultimately in the end. So optimistic. So simple. You're like a baboon trying to crush a coconut. You don't understand exactly that that's not how it works. Mother, please do not insult me in such ways. I am the leader of a clan, of the Terran clan. And I killed a queen. Yes, a lucky fluke. A lucky... Mother, Vasya died during the battle. Yes, I understand. However, she was not of our ways. She was not of our clan. She is none of our concern. She is the concern of her family. Mother, she was my family. She is my concern. And, like many things, so are you. You are not talking to Aki, your daughter. You are talking to Aki, the leader of the human clan. And I request that you show me respect, Mother. You understand exactly what I have done to get to my rank. You understand exactly what I've been through and my experiences with my training to get to where I am right now. It may not be the usual way a Yautja does get there, and it may have been done in a lot shorter of the time frame. However, that is a testament to our skills. You come into my ship and request respect. Request that I show you something I do not think you deserve. Mother, you came to our planet. You came to the homeworld of our clan. And you yourself have shown you do not regard us the same way. You understand exactly how other clans do see that. You do not show one clan respect at all, and that can be very damaging to the honor of our own. Or should I put this in a way, your clan? I see, daughter. You are very intelligent. Her going to actually bend down towards one knee. As her she does go down, she does maintain eye contact with her daughter, expressing that while she will show her some honor, or at least some respect, do not expect it a lot. This will only happen for formal meetings of clans, and she doubts that they would give that much, at least, representation to them, since they still have not proven that humans have not gone beyond killing things and fortification. Now, this is something that Deku, whenever he actually does here, he does try his best to not wince at that statement, since, while she may be out of line, she is sort of right. All humans really have done for thousands of years is rinse and repeat, kill or survive, continue the species. And ultimately, yeah, not much has really changed. But at the same time, he himself does go to step forwards, as whenever he does so, many guards do go to turn towards Deku, as he at least does go to step forwards and mention that the Terrans on his planet, they have been changing their avenues towards the ways of the Yautja. And whenever Deku does go to mention this, he does go to bring his hand up and pull off his mask, as he does show that he is able to speak their language to them, expressing to them that his people are learning their language as well, and they actually are taking to their customs. Really, they are. And tell me, what exactly, from your standards, have you seen for progress? I've killed many Yautja. Really? Is that a threat? That is a statement, Elder. The amount of Yautja I have killed is quite high in number. I can tell you how many Bad Bloods I have killed. With the addition to the one we found on my planet, I have killed 48 Yautja. That one, he got me very badly in combat. However, I still stand here speaking to you. And the other ones I have faced, they themselves have not shown honor, so I myself did not show them mercy. However, the Yautja that I have killed, the ones who died like noble warriors, proud warriors, they are very few in number. However, I did best them in combat. Honorable warriors who died the warrior's death. I believe that that should speak for itself. Interesting. Do you still have its body? We do. My people are performing tests. They're trying to see what's going on with him. Test. Yes. The scientists want to learn more about the Yautja. And we can't exactly ask questions, since that is not the way things work. You do not get things done by asking questions. You get things done by taking action. My. So apparently this human is one who does take action. One who doesn't stand by like many others. No, never been one to stand by and watch. So, I request that you hear her out. And exactly what stake do you have in this matter, human? None at all. Aki is a brave warrior. I would consider her to be my equal. And I will not have my equal be disrespected this way, since it will be disrespect towards me. This being where the Yautja, they do just stare at Deku. And Deku does maintain that cold glare in his eyes. As the Yautja, she does go to step forwards and directly in front of Izuku. Her going to bend down and stare at the man. Expressing that, while she may take his consideration, or at least opinion, she will at least disregard it, since these matters are still not his own. And while he may not want to be disrespected, he must understand he does not have a stake in their customs. I'm tired of hearing about that. Human, if you wish to change things like that, you will have to fight. Really. Fight to change the customs and lead your clan? Is that what I'm hearing? Well, I would surely kill you first. However, it is worth a try. Would you like to give it an attempt? I would gladly display your, mask with your skull in my room. Your trophy room. Yes, it's quite extensive. Do you have one? I do. I keep many creatures from my prey. Many things I've taken trophies of. Interesting. Well, we'll put that on a hold for now. Aki, you've made me think, and I will oblige. Mother? I'm sorry? I will oblige. You do not want to participate in our rituals, and I will happily allow you to not participate. However, you must do one thing. This being where Deku, he does hear the following sentence. She must take on another hunter. And this will be a matter of life and death, since both of them will be ordered to fight and kill one another. And this is something that Deku, he does here, as this is not good. What? Deku stepping forwards, as the Yautja, she is going to bring up her hand and go to shove Deku backwards into the ship. Her sending Deku flying backwards, as he just goes smashing into the ground. Deku, he's trying to catch his breath. He can't breathe. Holy shit. Okay, what the hell? She barely pushed me. I can't breathe. Now, as Deku, he's lying backwards, Aki, she has to at least try to maintain her calm. Her hands do ball into fist. Whenever she does turn around to look directly at Deku. However, she does try to resist the urge to throw out her blades and attack, especially because it is an act of war against a clan leader. Aki, she does go to turn back around as her mother does state the following words. Aki will face off against a very skilled hunter, one who is sufficient in rank to meet the requirements, since it is only fair that this guy, he participates, since he will have the right, once he wins, to be her mate. And that is something that Deku, he does just look at. He is trying to maintain his calm. He is just trying to not lose it and charge in a battle. However, upon hearing that sentence, he does go to somewhat try to sit up, as he does realize that he's broken a few ribs. As whenever he does look directly at the elder, She has informed Aki to come back in the next week, since they will be calling him back. And Aki, she is led back into her ship as the doors do close. Now, with that being said, Aki and Deku, they do head back down to the planet. And as Deku, he is trying to understand what's going on, you do actually have over with Aki's father. Deku, he's currently talking to the man. And the elder, he was very much surprised by this. Aki, she would usually respond to her mother, and really she'd just try and avoid this with a hunt or spending time with his clan. Usually it was of great importance, but apparently she's being more forceful this year. And that's something that he does at least go to jolt down in his mind. As, well, he is talking to Deku, he does go to say the following things. Vodacca, he needs to give his best opinion. He does not believe this will all go well, since there's only one of the many things that have been going wrong in the last 24 hours. What do you mean? Well, Vodacca, it's many things. This whole situation, everything with the bad blood and the creatures we discovered, that's all gone to hell. The bad blood. Yes, I do not have proof so far. I'm still trying to find his ship. My people have been warned of it. But once we have it, we'll at least start to uncover proof. It doesn't make sense as to why it's here. It just doesn't add up. I believe he had something to do with the strange spores we found. The spores. Yes, they look similar to the ones on Earth. However, we don't exactly know what they're made of. They contaminated one of my people and a species was created. I believe it to be some highly devolved form of neomorph, or xenomorph. Sorry. Neomorph. Yes. It's, well, a phrase people were calling it. It's, well, as some of my people have put it down there, the one the scary monster comes from. Really? Yeah. It dates back to an old movie. It's kinda stupid, but the name sorta stuck. A neomorph. It sounds fitting. The one which the dangerous prey comes from. This phrase is one I do like. Scar. We would like to study it and add it to our records. About that. We already do have one of the bodies preserved. It has not been disturbed much aside from its execution. Really? Yes, my people took care of it. I myself handled the bad blood. And I did want to make a request. Another request. Well, Elder, an exchange, more or less. You want to make a trade? Yes. I believe it's in my best interest to ask for something, especially if I am giving you something. This is not a gift, this is an exchange of information. And I do understand. You do not like being given handouts. I do not mean any disrespect by this. However, I am doing this because I understand the way you would like to do certain, well, business, to say. Business. I do believe that that is the correct thing you are doing, Scar. I understand. So I would like to pose blueprints for the neomorph. Biological for technical. Is that really what you are going for? Yes. My people need different ways to traverse the planet. And while we can't exactly let them mess with the ships, even the outcast ship, or the bad blood ship, I would like us to be able to make certain things. If we have the schematics. We can make them ourselves with the materials we have on the planet. However, I would also like to turn in that ship to you. Really? Yes, I would. The craft is one that it could be used to track this down. It could be Scar. Yes, Elder. That is quite enough. That ship is now in your possession. What? The fact that you were willing to hand it over, and let us use it in an investigation of the bad blood. I do trust you enough with it. And I do believe that the bad blood, we can skim information off the files we can find. That is all we will need. Locating this ship, however, is up to you. Prepare the body, and we will prepare the information. The Elder cutting off. As Deku does just sit there dumbstruck. Did he really just... Okay. Apparently that man does respect him a bit more. Alright. Christ, he needs to go to bed. Along with his ribs. He needs some painkillers. Deku heading to his room, as he does decide to retire for the rest of the afternoon. Now, with that being said, I do hope you guys enjoyed. Have an amazing night. I'll catch you guys in the next part.